Those of you again, this is Grash. I'm usually the guy who's doing quality. Like, so those of you who don't know, I'm the one here basically being covering practice. Ryan is the normal commentator, but basically it's Friday. I would normally be doing a practice during this session. So Q1 is about to get underway. My timing. There we go, live timing. So again, basically, we will see Q1 all cars and this will last 18 minutes. All cars will be on track. First five, lowest five get eliminated. Q2 will be 15 minutes, and then another five will be eliminated, and then Q3 will be um, it's like I think 12 minutes for Q3. So yeah, Ollie Berman is 18 years old. It basically is he is a young kid in that car. It's crazy to see that. No, there's no rain. We're in the Middle East. It's not going to rain. Track is open. We are just starting off. Green light, green light. So here we go. Q1 has started. It's going to take a while before we get any data on the board, anything that's meaningful. And Quali has started. Ooh, when Ollie starts tomorrow in the race, he will be Ferrari's youngest starter ever. That's interesting. Yeah, making F1 debut in a Ferrari is wild. It is wild. It is crazy. And considering he was in a Haas for um, rookie practice last year, that's huge. I really can't tell you too much about Berman. Maybe like basically he won his regional F4 and came up through the ranks. Um, he's British, and ultimately, he last year in F2 he was six with four wins. Yesterday he took the F2 pole, so he's considered the pole sitter. Though now that he's doing the F1 race instead, he won't be doing the F2 race tomorrow. Howard is thank you for the trivia. Ollie's the first rep to represent Ferrari since Eddie Irving, which is 1999. So 25 years later, we have another Brit representing Ferrari. So it looks like Norris is one of the first to go on a flying lap. Again, right now we're doing we're it'll be another minute before we get actual times on the board that actually make any sense or are valid. I think Norris is the first one to go on a flying lap. Who is Ollie Behrman? He is basically the replacement driver for Carlos Sainz after he has had appendicitis. So he's out. Carlos is out this weekend, so he's his replacement. Admittedly, this is also the same thing that happened to Alex Albon in 2022, and which what brought in Debris. Helix YT is saying that the circuit record is basically 1 minute 27 seconds and 0.511. So we're getting some times on the board right now. We'll go over those. We'll give a minute or so, see where things stand out. So we're already out with a 128.876 from Alonso. Stroll is in a 129.13. Hulkenberg is a 129.173. McLaren is 4-5 with, again, 129s. Hamilton Russell 6-7, again, more than the 129s. We're through 129 through. Ollie Behrman is the one the right now the 129. Is Joe out, Brett? We may not see Joe. There was a lot of damage to his car at the end of that session. Of those on track, everyone is using a soft tire, except for Hamilton and Russell, who are on medium tires. And again, but the big thing is that for most of the teams, the goal is to be better than the bottom five. So Hamilton, Russell, 7, 8 medium tires right now, not that big of a deal. You guys are ragging on Alpine, and it's pretty funny. Why is Ollie Behrman the only name in red and black capitals? Because he's a replacement driver. And guys, don't hype his name as listed because the bot's going to look at that as a link. So put a space after that period, please. Again, the story right now is that Carlos Sainz um, is out of the Grand Prix this weekend. And as I just said, that Oscar Piastri just did a 128.755, taking P1. Max is on track. It's just he hasn't done a flying lap yet. He's doing his out lap. Basically, when you leave the pit, we call that an out lap. And then when he comes around, he goes to the line. That would be the first lap could be for a flying lap. Norris goes P2 with a 128.805. So we're half a tenth difference between P1 P2. So Bierman right now is in the what we would call the driver at risk, and then everyone below him is in the elimination zone. But again, it's still early. We haven't had um, Max is just on his starting his flying lap. He's got the fastest sector 1 sector. Bierman just jumped up to fourth. He is the fastest Sector 3 time, 128.984. That is impressive for, and he's ahead of his teammate right now, but he is on a flying lap as well. So Leclerc is on a flying lap. Max is on a flying lap. Checo is on his flying lap. Gasly is 12th right now with 129.479. Max, fastest Sector 2. So he's on track to do a complete purple lap at this point. So Alonso is on a flying lap. He's just taking Sector 2 for Max. Difference between... So Verstappen's going to go P1, 128.491. So 3/10 faster than Oscar's lap. Perez slots into P3. I said that, but now that's P4 because Leclerc just slotted into P2, 128.668. Alonso slots into P3 now. So our top is Verstappen, Leclerc, Alonso, Oscar, Perez, Norris. Bierman is in P7. Ricardo just jumped up to P12, 129.198. This is the 129s are going to be okay. Well, it'll be okay. The early, well, they're going to be okay, but you're teetering on the edge of being knocked out. You definitely want to be the 128s are definitely going to get you into the Q2. Do you guys have any questions for me in chat? Just at Grasher Riza, and I will do that as best as possible. Adding me in chat will help. Will highlight my name and it will show up easier. CT is saying that FP3, the 129.6, would put you out of quality. Yeah, but FP3 isn't representative of the track or the temperatures. They're going to be going much faster. 129 will get you will not cut it here. I mean, like we've got a slew of them at 120. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Within, I've got 7 drivers at 129 point within a quarter of a second. Looking at who's on track right now, just Leclerc, Alonso, Bierman, Ricardo, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Russell. We may see Bierman just be on track, just to be on track to help him accumulate to it more. So, no, Yento, when a driver's on a flying lap, they're trying to improve their time. And so ultimately, like their sectors will be green. That means they're improving on their best times. It's only when they have the best time in that sector or the subsectors is when it goes purple. Hamilton is jumping to 8th with a 128.994. That's now 9th because Russell just jumped to 4th with a 128.749. Notably, Bierman is ahead of Hamilton. Trying to think anyone. No one is on doing a flying lap right now. Those who are on track are basically have just done a flying lap, doing a cool down lap. They are still working on that car. So Joe's car is still being worked on. There is enough time to get him out. I mean, basically, there's 5 minutes to go. So in the next 2 minutes, Joe has to get out onto track so he can get around and do a blaze of glory flying lap, one go to get into Q2. So right now, the driver at risk is Sonoda at 15th. Gasly, Sargent, Bottas, Ocon are the next four down, and of course, Joe has not set a time yet. Ricardo is ahead of Sonoda by 7 tenths in 14th. Hulkenberg is on track right now. We have 4 minutes to go in this session. So the McLarens have just left the pits there on outlaps right now. Perez is on an outlap as well. Albon's on an outlap. So these are people in the next minute or so we're going to see flying. Why is Joe not on the track? Basically, his car was binned in FP3. They're still working on it, literally working on it. We are within maybe 30 seconds, 40 seconds before it's too late before Joe could get on track. So if Behrman gets trashed to the car, will Carl get the? I believe it's the car because it's the car. That I have to look up. That's a good question. I think it is shared because it's the same car. Hulkenberg goes 10th with a 129.05. Charles Leclerc has just gone P1 with a 128.318. So he's almost 2 tenths faster than Max. So we're at the 128.3s. That's where the we could probably drop even a little bit further for pole. Sargent on track right now. Sargent is 18th, needs to improve. And he's 0.25 off in sector 1. I think that's so we've got 2 minutes to go. Joe is leaving. Joe is getting out. Does he have enough time to go around? He's got 2 minutes to get around the track to start his lap. Sargent is 3 tenths off of Ricardo. He has not. Yeah, Sargent's not improving right now, and he's going to come around with a 29.5. That is not going to improve in his time. He's stuck in 18. He is going to be eliminated. He does not have enough time to get back around. It's going to be close, Jose. It's one of those. It's going to be a drama moment. Is he going to be able to get around to get to the line to start the lap? What can you explain the 100% eight rule? Basically, you have to be within 108 your time of the fastest time. You have to be within 108% of that. So basically, if you're too slow, it's not going to count. So Max is taking P1 with a 128.171. So this is what we've been seeing. Clerk and Verstappen have been battling for the top spot, 1-2 between those two. Snowden's going to jump to ninth. Stroll has putting a lap together right now as fast as second sector. He's going to jump to P2, 128.250. So he's going to head between Max and Leclerc. You've got 30 seconds left in this session. So Alpine is out. Sargent's going to be out. We'll see where Bottas. He's the one, and Zhou is not going to make a time. So Q1 is over. We know who will be knocked out. It is going to be Bottas, Zhou, Ocon, Gasly, and Sargent. A few more seconds, Zhou may have been able to set a time. He didn't get across the line in time. But a valiant effort to get on track at least. Of note, Ollie Beerman, our rookie driver, is ninth. Known as 10th. Hamilton's 11th. So those who are in the next zone, Hamilton, Hulkenberg, Ricardo, Magnussen, Albon. Hamilton is 11th. Ollie Beerman is ninth. Yeah, Sonoda is in that 10th spot. That is huge. That's huge. We need, that V car team needs one, if not both cars in Q3, to show some sort of progress. Albin's okay. He's 15th. He's okay. He's not. He was the driver at risk, but he's in Q2. So we're going to take a few minutes right now. Again, there are over 9,000 you watching right now. We've got over 524 likes, over 117 subscribers. If you'd like to subscribe right now, come join the race fans, the race army. Basically, at this point, um, this is the Races YouTube channel. We've just finished Q1 of the Saudi Arabian quali session. We've got a few minutes, and then Q2 will pick up. The two big stories coming into quali was Ollie Beerman is in for Sainz. Sainz has a appendicitis. If I'm not really sure what. He's going to have surgery for appendicitis. If it's not done now, it will be done soon. He will be recovering soon. And then the other story was that Joe at the end of Sargent basically hit the wall, damaged his car, was out of FP3. He ends up 19th in this session, out. And then basically Joe's car was destroyed in FP3. They do a valiant effort to rebuild the car, and ultimately he doesn't get around the track fast enough to start a lap, and he ends up with no time. So people are saying that Sainz is already recovering. He's already had that's great. So best of luck to his recovery. We'll see him back soon. I'm getting a race recall message. What's going on? So after the investigation after the session, Bierman failing to follow race direction instructions, maximum delta time. He probably took too long on one of his laps. They will probably most likely give him a warning. They'll slap him on the wrist, tell him to get better and improve. Again, this is his first time, so. How did Verstappen do less? Because he did less laps. This is laps are meaningless right now in qualification. Your lap times are more important. Who did say we investing? It was Beerman. I mean, it's the rookie. Go figure. They will again. Given this is the first time he's in F1 quali, um, they will give him a warning and do maybe find the team at most. They're showing a replay of one of his last laps, and he was basically had traffic in front of him that scuttled his lap. What did Bimmer do? He was probably too slow in one of his laps going around. Yeah, it was a maximum delta infringement. Basically, he was too slow. Again, this is he's first time in an F1 car, in quali. So there again, it'll be investigated. I don't think he will get any penalty points. They'll most likely give him a warning. Where's Ryan today? He's at work. Normally he's not. Ryan, this is normally this would be FP1, FP2, and I'm the one doing those normally. And Ryan is basically not here today for that. It's normally he's not doing these sessions. So I'm here to fill in the hole at the moment. And F2 is about to start, where we've got cars lining up. You hate when he's winning, and you hate him when he's losing. Uh, Lewis Hamilton, 44 forever here. Um, okay. When does Q2 start? It has started now. And guys, you don't need to basically repeat your message over and over. That's spamming chat. One time would have been enough. Wait, what's going on between you, RS, and Paul? If Behrman beats Matt, join me in the run through London. I can order the suit for you. What? Wait, what? What are you guys doing? 14 minutes left in this Q2 session. Again, it's still early. We're doing our outlaps right now. It will be another 2 to 3 minutes um, before we see anything. Looking at right now. Bierman in Q3 would be an amazing first start. He should be in Q3. He should be. He's in a Ferrari. He should be in a Q3. At the back end of the Q3 group, sure, but he should be within that Ferrari. Twelve and a half seconds left in this session right now. Ollie normally races in F2. He was actually the F2. He earned the F2 pole yesterday. He's not going to be racing F2 because he's going to be. They want him to focus on being in just the F1 car. There is a lot of there are enough differences between the F2 car to F1 car, And do we have a yellow flag? So Hulkenberg says he's lost power. Have not seen a yellow flag yet. I know some of you are saying yellow flag. Am I behind? I am not. Okay, so Hulkenberg has pulled off to the side of the, and he's got a yellow. That is so we have a yellow flag on track because Hulkenberg has stopped. Is this going to turn into a red flag? It has turned into a red flag. And so now I have had two red flags in a row. And we are currently in a red flag because Hulkenberg is on the side of the track. They need to remove the car. Normally, this would have been um, a yellow flag during the race, but during quali and practice, these become red flags. Yeah, my stream was very far behind for some reason. I had fallen behind. So because we have gone into a red flag during quali, the timer has stopped. We had about 10 minutes left in this session when the red flag came out. I just think I just heard down on F1 TV that Joe will be a pit lane start because he did not set a time. So they're going to be at least about 5 minutes or so. Cars are still on track, coming back to the pits. Yeah, K Mega's still in the hunt. I mean, his car, he will probably get eliminated because he won't be able to get back on track. Basically, because the car has been pulled off the track. So now the car has to come back to the pits via other means. So he's going to be out. So he's not going to get back to the pits. His car won't get back until after the end of the quali session. So right now we're waiting for the track to reset. It should be about any minute or few minutes now. So specifically, we had 10 minutes and 58 seconds, and we will start at 20:36. So 4 minutes now. Sorry, 20:34. So it'll be 2 minutes from now. We'll go back to our full green running. So right now we've got Russell at P1 with a 128.608, Norris Norris second, Hamilton third, Oscar fourth, and Magnussen fifth. And cars are now coming back out, following Ollie Behrman coming out the pits. He is lining up. He will be first to go out. Behrman is in the 38 car that they've renumbered Carlos's car from 55 to 38. No, we didn't have a red flag in FP2. We had a red flag in FP3 and we're now in Q2. And we're just waiting moments now for the green light to turn back on. It was an engine failure. Hulkenberg managed to pull off to the side of the track. Just didn't pull off enough to keep it in a yellow flag scenario, so it went to a red flag. How is Bierman ahead of Lewis? Bierman's in a Ferrari car, dude. And we should have a green flag now. And here we go. We are now back to green lights, green flags. We are back to quali. We have 10 minutes, 45 seconds left in this session. So we about the next we'll see around the 9-minute mark when we will actually start seeing times um starting to put up back on the board. So So an interesting fact that they just threw on F1 TV is that Behrman is the first rookie driver to debut with Ferrari since like 1972. That is that's a long time. If you guys want to ask me questions in chat, use at Grashariza. That will highlight my name for me, and that will highlight make it easier to see your questions that you might want me to throw at and address. Again, we got a few minutes now while we wait for them to go around on their out laps and then start flying laps. The only ones who are not out yet is the McLarens, so that's Norris and Oscar, and obviously Hulkenberg, who is basically his car is being brought back to the pits. Yep, exactly like that. Meow. Thank you for showing that for everyone. Seeing people rooting for Bierman to get to see Q3. So I'm going to see who is starting. Alonso has starting off with a fastest sector one. Russell with a fastest sector two. See, we're going to see people starting to set times. Russell is going to not improve on his time. He does have fastest sector three. Price is going to take P1 with 128.539. I believe the 26 changes are mostly engine changes. There'll be if there's any minor, if there are any changes to the aero, there'll be minor comparison to what's happening with the engine. Max just goes P1 128.079. So right now the driver at risk is Leclerc, which is, and then we've got Alonso, Bierman, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Albon. Hulkenberg is at this point going has no time. He's not going to set a time. So we've got four drivers to worry about. Alonso goes P2. Stroll has gone P4. Tsunoda has gone was P7, now P8. Leclerc has gone P3, 128.179. So the top, basically, we're looking at a minimum of 128. 129 will not do you, and it will probably be a 128.7 at the guarantee will get you into Q3. Ollie does not have a lap time yet, and oh, sad Nico. Hulkenberg is watching, and they've got the sad. So right now, Bierman needs to get a solid lap. Oscar just went out. He is in the driver at risk right now, 128.918. That again, that probably won't get him into Q3. Again, we've got Bierman has not set a time yet. Guess he went into the pits. I guess he changed his tires. We had 5 minutes ago in this session. Right now, Oscar is the driver at risk. Magnussen, Ricardo, Albon, Bierman are at the ones in risk. Hulkenberg obviously will be eliminated. Looking at some of the things you guys are saying in chat right now. Uh, People asking what's going on with Hamilton. Uh, don't know. Oscar just went to P4 with 128.4. So he will make it into the next session. Norris is the other one on a flying lap right now. Within, he's close. He's going a little bit faster than his teammate. Bierman is on his flying lap. So right now, the McLarens and Bierman are the only ones out on track at the moment. So Norris is about to finish his lap. He's going to go P4, 128.479. So on outlap, Magazine, Ricardo, Albin on outlaps, Tsunoda on outlap, Russ on outlap. These are going out to make sure that they have a chance to get into Q3. Bierman's going to go to a 128.975. That is going to be a P11. So he's going to get a chance to go around one more time to do a recovery lap and then to push one more time. Yeah, Norris, SDR Motorsports is noting that Norris and Pulaski are 0.004 apart. They're just, yeah, they have been banger up close to each other all weekend long, last weekend as well. Oh, ooh. So Behrman close to the wall, went over uh those curbs hard. We are under 2 minutes to go in this session. Yeah, he did hit that curve hard. Following along with Albin right now. Albin right now is P14. His last best time is 129.4. Albin does a 32.484. He's 2/10 off of what 4/10 off of what Oscar did in his sector one. Hamilton is the driver at risk right now. Albon is a 28.125 in that second sector. And he's 0.186 off of Hamilton's time. Can he find 2/10 in this third sector to jump above Hamilton? Russell is setting a fastest sector 2, and Albon's going to go P12. He's going to not going to make it. Albon will be eliminated. Snowden's jumped to 10th. Hamilton just jumped to 9th. Actually, Hamilton's jumped to 9th, pushing Tsunoda to 10th. Time is about to expire. We know Hulkenberg is going to be out. Albon's going to be out. Is Bierman going to get another lap? So we're looking at Ricardo right now and Bierman are the only two. Tsunoda's improving. Ricardo, Ricardo's only going to go 14th. Is Bierman going to be able to make it? Here comes the line. 0.0360 doesn't make it. And so we know Q2, we know who is going to be eliminated. It's Bierman, Albon, Magnussen, Ricardo, Hulkenberg. Bierman's going to start 11th. That is a good performance for this rookie driver. So close against Hamilton. Hamilton's close that he was not knocked out by the rookie. Of note, Tsunoda makes it in Q3. Hamilton says he couldn't improve, had no grip. So we've just gotten to the end of Q2. Bierman, Albon, Magnussen, Ricardo, Hulkenberg are the eliminated drivers, and then they will be 11th through 15th in that order on the grid tomorrow. Again, I want to thank everyone. There's over 9,000 of you who are watching right now on this Friday morning, afternoon, night for some of you. There's over 734 likes. Thank you so much. If you like and subscribe, now's a great time. You are listening to the live commentary and watch along for the Saudi Arabian Quali. We've just finished Q2. We've got about a minute or so, a few minutes before we get into Q3. And we will be. Ooh. So they're just showing a track dominance between Behrman and Hamilton. Hamilton's got the longer, straighter pieces. He was stronger, whereas Behrman had mostly the smaller, tighter curves. Why is Behrman in for Carlos Sainz? Because Carlos Sainz is out. You've just gotten over 800 likes. Thank you so much, everyone who's liked and subscribed. Is Jeddah a strong track for Ferrari? Ooh, ooh, they were sparks. Oh, they're just doing a replay of Ollie hitting, basically touching the wall. There was sparks there, and then going over the curbs hard. That's a lesson learned the hard way in that car. Someone asked if this track suits Ferrari. I think so. Ferrari seems to do well on this style of track. People are asking about Sainz again. Sainz had appendicitis, has gone into surgery, is now out of surgery. Basically, they pulled out his appendix. It's a useless piece, so no big deal. He is now in the healing process. He should be back by the Australian Grand Prix. Again, it's a medical thing. It is always what that always things could happen. But most likely he'll be back in the next race. Why is Bierman being investigated? Basically, went too slow. And given that it's his, we've got some meme fuel being put on F1 TV here, with Hulkenberg just lounging and watching. But ultimately, Bierman probably didn't. One of the laps he did was probably too slow. Um, that's going to trigger a investigation. He'll go to the stewards. Stewards will be like, "Hello, we are the stewards." And it will be most likely a warning, given that it's literally his first time into quali. Uh, so the question is Ferrari better in corners and straights? They typically do a little bit better than in straights. And please don't one would is enough on the channel. Ferrari seems to be a little bit better on straights, but they seem to be doing well here. It's one of those like the straights and versus curves. They're building these cars for both of those tracks. So I mean, like Max is went P1. I mean, it's really more of a question. It's the driver at this point. It's a Max versus Leclerc question at this point. I mean, Alonso was kind of creeping into there with a 128.29. I mean, we got tenths separating P1, P2, P3, P4 going down. It was a surgery that would make Carlos a few pounds lighter, unplanned weight reduction. That is not how you want to do that. Yeah, K Meg is got eliminated P13. Again, we're waiting right now. We're about a minute or so away from Q3. And we have a green flag, and we are waiting for the start of this session. Q3 is underway, though. Who is? I think only Hamilton is on track at the moment. Who else is on track? One of the Ferraris seems to be on track. And again, right now we've got people coming out on track. It's usually a game of chicken in beginning of Q3. There's enough time to go around, do a lap, come in, and then change tires and go back out. And wouldn't put any stock into these times right now. These are basically all out laps at the moment. So Leclerc did it fastest sector three. Hamilton did it fastest sector two. The times have been reset. So these are the fastest time in this Q3 Q3 session. So 10 minutes on the clock right now in this session. Again, people are just doing their out laps. I don't think anyone has started a flying lap yet. Maybe I think Hamilton's starting a flying lap. He's got the fastest sector one, but then he's got the first time in that sector. Russell has taken that from him. Again, this is the first times in this sector, so it looks like Russell, like Charles is doing two warming laps. That's interesting. And again, I think everyone is out on track at this point. Um, Checo starting his flying lap, the fastest sector one. Hamilton's going to set the first time of 128.807. Russell will go above him half a second faster, 128.316. Why do tires have numbers? Those represent the number of laps they've used those tires on. Oscars and Norris go P2, P3 with 128.5, 325 and a 0.622. Leclerc is fifth right now, though that's 158, so that's still one of his. Max is putting together a full purple lap right now. He's got fastest sector one, sector two. Perez is going to jump P1, 127.807. So we just hit the 127s. Where's Max going to come? He is. Alonso goes P2, 127.998. Max about to finish his lap. Max is going to go to 127.472. Full purple lap. And Max is 4/10 faster than Perez. So three drivers have got into 127s. So Clerk is on his flying lap. Let's see. His So Clerk has made a mistake in that first sector. And right now, Charles is going to jump to P4 with 128.274. 4/10 in that first sector lost. So there's some mistake was made somehow. Something's up. We've got 6 minutes, 40 seconds left in this session right now. So we've got time for people to put new tires on, or make changes and then go get around the track and do their flying lap. Alonso thought that was a good lap, but he think he can go faster. Does Hamilton have damage? Me may have damage, but how much is a good question. So right now we've got the Red Bulls in 1-2, Alonso 3, Leclerc 4th, Russell 5th, Oscar Norris 5, 6, 7th, Stroll is 8th, Hamilton 9th, and Tsunoda 10th. Why is Red Bull dominating? Because they figured out the regs. So the only one on track right now is Stroll and Leclerc. And 5 minutes to go in this session right now. Everyone has pitted. What are they doing? They're pulling Charles into the garage. So they look like they're trying to do something more than just tires. So we're looking at 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. So now is about the time you'd want to get out on track. And they are now coming out of the pits. And we will see basically a next 2 minutes we will be done doing an out lap, and then they'll be doing their final push lap. Again, you're listening to the Race 62 YouTube channel. This is Q3. We are 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this session. This is Grash. I'm in for Ryan because this is a Friday and he's got to work and I don't have to. I'm usually open on a Friday afternoon, Friday morning. We've got about 823 watching. We're almost to 1,000 likes. If you haven't liked and subscribed, now's a great time to do it. Come join the race family. After Quali is done, come join us in the Discord channel. We have our own Discord server. I can grab the link. I'll drop it in chat for you guys. Ramadan is starting this weekend, so it's starting Sunday. So that's why they pushed it back a day to have the race start on Saturday. Because this race is starting on Saturday, the first race last week had to be pushed back a day as well. Looking at some of the questions, and we've got our first laps push laps right now. Hamilton is one of the first out and first to do their flying lap. Yeah, Hamilton is 7/10 behind Verstappen. So Hamlin's going to do a 128.46, and that is where he's going to be. So Alonso's going to get, he's got a huge slipstream at the end of his outlap on Hamilton to start his lap. So he's picked up some speed from using Hamilton as a. So here we go. We've got McLaren 128. Oscar's going to do 128.089, and Norris is going to be a 128.132. At this point, these are the baked in times. We do not have enough time to go around again. So Sonoda is going to go 128.547 P9. Clerk is going to go 127.791. Perez, his time is locked in with P3. So Alonso about coming around to finish his lap. He's going to go P4. And then the last one on the grid basically is going to be Stroll, and he's going to stay in P10. And that is it, everyone. Max Verstappen, 127.684. Charles, 127.791. Those are your front row. Perez Alonso, second row. Third row is all McLaren affair. Russell Hamilton, a whole Mercedes, not Mercedes, Mercedes affair on the fourth row, and Sonoda Stroll take your fifth row. And that is qualifications for you guys. I want to thank everyone who's come. Again, you should see Ryan tomorrow for the race. I've had fun doing quali with you guys. It's been a great morning with FP3. You will probably see me next time will see me on the channel will be Australia. I've got to look at when the Australian times are because those are a bit funny. Why is it only one lap? I don't know why. Why it's a strategy question. So, all right. I want to thank everyone who's here. I'm gonna take off right now. Hope you guys a good day. We will see you tomorrow for the race, and yeah, have fun, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.